Hey guys, Kenny here. I'm here to review the 1984 science fiction comedy Ghostbusters. And what I have here, this has Ghostbusters 2 as well. This is the gift set with a little movie scrapbook. This is very, very neat. Ghostbusters in 1984, that has to do with that this stars Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis, Ernie Hudson, Annie Potts, William Atherton, and David Margulies. I love this comedy. I love this comedy so much. This has to do with Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson. First, Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, and Dan Aykroyd being the working at this college as parapsychologists, and then one day all three of them were fired, so they start up their own little what they call a paranormal company, extermination company. And then they call themselves Ghostbusters, and what they do is they dress up with first they moved into this kind of rundown building, and then they made it out to look almost like a what do they call it, those the fireman's home, and they have their Ghostbusters car in there, and they go out on a at first they don't have anything paranormal going on, and then Dana Barrett, played by Sigourney Weaver, I believe. She's their first customer, so they all suit up in their she's their first customer, and then it's Peter Venkman who goes over to her apartment and checks it out. It checks out her refrigerator, because that's where the majority of the paranormal activity was going on, but also eggs of hers were eggs that she bought that are on the counter were cooking by themselves. So he tells her that he'll make it his mission to figure out what's going on and stop it for her. Their first big ghost encounter is when they meet the famous Slimer at the what did they? It doesn't say, but after a while in the story, Dana becomes possessed by Zool, this mystical gatekeeper person. And then there's a neighbor of hers that also gets possessed by Vince Clortho, and he's the keymaster. So the gatekeeper and the keymaster have to meet up together. So that's how the rest of the plot plays out. The Ghostbusters have to stop the gatekeeper and free Dana and Lewis, played by Rick Moranis. They have to save both of them from being possessed. And this is the first time we see the famous Marshmallow Man, and it's beautiful how they destroy that thing. So I highly recommend this comedy to anyone who hasn't seen it. And their proton packs that they have makes them look almost like astronauts, so to speak. Peter, Ray, Egon, and this new guy working with them, they end up being arrested, and they look at blueprints of 55 Central Park West, where Dana lives, and that's where they find out that building is the central hub of all this paranormal stuff. So, and that Marshmallow Man is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So I highly recommend this, and if you haven't already, I would highly appreciate it if you would subscribe over here, if you're watching the video by itself, or subscribe down here if you're watching the video on my channel. Bye.